I want to help you get that immobile arm moving. So today I want to show you how to adapt and perform functional tasks with your affected arm in Gravity Eliminated. So let's go. My last video, I showed you how to make a gravity eliminated contraption for your arm using an over-the-door towel holder, TheraBand, and rags. Well, today I needed to extend that. So I just added another rag at the top to allow me to function off of a table. If you want to see how I made this in the previous video, then I'll put the link below in the description box. You can see I slipped a end table in front of me that I can begin working off of. And you'll just have to adjust the height of this as needed so you can function off of the table. Before we get started, we first have to make some adaptations if you have limited or no hand movement. I'll leave a link in the description box for some foam cylinders you can use that help build up handles. Otherwise, you can use a pool noodle. This is I got for $1.25 at the dollar store. And you can take a serrated knife or have somebody else do this and just easily saw it back and forth to cut off a piece. So let's talk about how to adapt eating with little or no hand movement. And when you have the pool noodle, it is a pretty good size hole, so you need to do extra steps to stick the utensil in here. The foam cylinders, however, work really good. And you can take a rag, a paper towel. I have a piece of Dyson, and I'm just wrapping the handle of the fork in it to build it up so I can stick it in here. So this is probably something you'll have to have somebody else do for you because it is a little tedious. Now with the foam cylinders, you probably will be able to do that yourself if you can stick the cylinder, maybe hold it between your legs, and then use your good hand to stick in the utensil. But so this is how it looks. Now, one way that the pool noodles are really beneficial is that you don't have to use the extra rag or a Dyson to hold the utensil in or your toothbrush in, is take the pool noodle and cut out like a 1-inch section. Then again, you may have to have somebody help you with this. Squeeze it together and tape it so it looks something like this. It makes the hole smaller, and that way your utensil or your pen or your toothbrush will fit a lot easier. So try that instead. To review, make sure you have support at the elbow and at the wrist so your hand isn't flopping over. All right, so get it right around like that. Now to begin eating, if you have no movement in that affected hand, I just have apples here. You can have whatever. You'll need to use your good hand probably to spike it. And then you can put the pool noodle in your hand, support it with your unaffected hand, and then just make the motion and eat. Okay, you take just little bites, but it's just giving some good feedback to the arm and to the brain that this is what you want that arm to do. Yes, it's time consuming, but the payoff should really help you. Now, and also if you do have a little bit of grasp in that hand, go ahead and see if you can't stab it, if you have enough motion to stab it. Otherwise, again, put it on and then bring that. You may have to kind of squat down depending how much room you have from the gravity eliminated contraption here. Bring it and then take a bite. Okay, so there's that. Now, another thing you can do, if you do have good grasp of your hand but just lack a lot of movement up here, then you can go ahead, put the fork in yourself and eat it. Okay, just use your unaffected hand to assist as needed. Maybe you can get it here, not all the way to your mouth, so then just gently assist it. Okay, If you find that you're more tight in the hand and you can't open it, you can take your fork typically and get it in there. You can probably squeeze it in there. Again, put the apple or what have you on the fork and then eat it that way. Now the same with the spoon. I wouldn't try soup with this, but something a little more gelatinous. I have yogurt here. Maybe you could use pudding or jello. And go ahead and just hold the cup with your good hand so you can get it on there. Bring it up. Okay, and then you can grade that like we did with the fork as well. Now with brushing your teeth, you can have somebody set you up. I have the toothbrush in the cylinder, and yes, I had to put some cloth around it so it would fit in there. But if you can hold that with your affected hand, and then you can put the toothpaste on it. If not, then you'll just need to set it down, put the toothpaste on it yourself, dip it in water, put it in your hand, and if you have to support it, wrap your fingers around and start brushing your teeth. Okay, and again, it may not be a real thorough job, so then you can just finish up with your good hand. But if you can hold it with that affected hand and get it there, otherwise bring your arm in and brush your teeth. You just need a little cup of water and something to spit in, and probably a washcloth to wipe your mouth. Why limit yourself to just self-care? You can play games now. So if you have a little movement in the hand, grab a big checker, and these are those big checkers you get from like Cracker Barrel. And if you can't grab that on your own, again, use that other hand to help you. Okay. Let's look at playing cards. If your hand is tight, maybe you can stick those cards in at the thumb so you can hold your hand that way. And then you can play with your unaffected hand. Or maybe if you have more function in your hand, maybe you can grab the card and work to turn it over. Okay? And maybe, incorporate some more movement here. The point is you just want to be doing what you can and adapt what you can't. So try it with the unaffected or with the affected arm to play how you normally would. And if you can't, then help that hand along. Now, for those of you who have some finger movement but limited shoulder, then you can perhaps do some beading. And this is just a piece of wire, I think would be a little bit easier, but get the bead, try to exercise that arm, bring it in and thread it. And you can place it different places to really begin working that arm. Okay, and big beads work a lot better than smaller beads. Something else you can do is practice, to get that arm movement, is just practice drawing or just scribbling or making large letters. So I put a thick marker in the tube, and again, depending how much movement you have in that affected arm, you can hold it with your unaffected and just begin moving it. You can try writing big letters. Try to fill the whole page up with writing just to get some good movement. Or if you can do it on your own, you can try it that way. Large letters, like 1 letter per page, would be good to work too. And then as you can do more and more with that hand, then you can hold it however you can. Again, if your hand is real tight, perhaps you could get it in the thumb and begin working on it. So hopefully those ideas got you thinking about what possibly you could do, things you enjoy to do, things that are meaningful to you. And again, I realize the frustration in trying to work that arm that's not working well, but it's so important to begin using it regularly. Yes, it's going to take a little more time and effort, but as I said before, the payoff is great. So thanks for watching, and until next time.